he doubles rather, as the chairman broadcasting organization of Nigeria. Can we please welcome him with a very resounding applause as he gives us his goodwill message. DGNTA, sir.
The chief host, the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Al-Haji Lai Mohammed, all other protocols respectfully observed. I would like to first and foremost, on behalf of the broadcasting organizations of Nigeria born, congratulate the NBC for successfully opening this year's edition of Africast. And on behalf of Bonn, I would like to wish all participants a very successful outing in this very historic edition of Africast, which is coming just a few months to the digital switchover deadline for Nigeria. The importance of this year's edition can therefore not be overemphasized. So on behalf of the broadcasting organizations of Nigeria born, I wish the organizers and the participants a very successful outing. Now, on behalf of the Nigerian Television Authority, I would like to also congratulate the NBC for the timeliness of the theme of this year's Africast, which is Digital Technical Terrestrial Broadcasting for Enhancing Quality Content. Because a major component of the success of the digital switchover is content. And we in NTA have a very large and rich trove of content. And we welcome all investors who are willing to open their coffers to us in collaboration in the process of the development of this content. Our content trove dates back to many years, and people will easily recall the many inspiring programs that people were rushing back home in the 80s, to watch on NTA. We are willing to work in concert with all investors whose coffers are available to us in collaboration so that we can work towards the development of this very rich content trove. Africa's 2016 has come, but it's the many ideas that will be generated at the end of this conference that will subsist and ensure the success of the DSO come June 2017. So on behalf of myself and the Nigerian Television Authority, I congratulate the NBC and wish the NBC and all participants a very successful outing in Africa's 2016. Thank you very much.
I take back the fact that I mentioned that was going to be the last goodwill message, because the goodwill messages will not be complete without having the pioneer DG of NBC give us his words of wisdom, the pace setter, and of course the one who defined what NBC is today. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Tom Adaba with a resounding applause.
Eddie said something he will tell us later. Honorable Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I felt I must speak. Because when in 1996 we conceived this idea, the management accepted it and we decided to implement it. We started small, but we now see what we have. The entire project is bubbling with life. We see a defined future in the area of people that we see here, which shows a level of, in fact, an inestimable level of commitment on the part of the NBC and all the collaborators who are here. You have come because you believe in Africast. I believe you will go back with greater faith in Africast. I know that as we go along, we will continue to wax stronger and stronger. I just want to congratulate the management of NBC, all of you who have in one way or the other contributed to this over the years. I believe it shows that somehow, we have exhibited some vision, and it is for the good of all. Now we're going digital. May we transit successfully, and may all that goes with this be a success story. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for those very kind words. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, standing on existing protocol, I find it very pertinent at this juncture to invite for his keynote address the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, Malam Ishak Modibo Kau, FNGE. Please let's welcome him with a resounding applause. Please, if your hands are not busy. The DG, sir.
I want to copy the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture by saying, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the members of staff and the Board of Management of the National Broadcasting Commission, I would like to welcome this distinguished group of people, leaders from all walks of life in Nigeria, broadcast equipment manufacturers, broadcasters, resource people, workers who helped to put up this truly remarkable spectacle, our intrepid sponsors, advertisers, artists, and visitors alike. This is the 11th biennial conference of African broadcasters, otherwise called Africast. This remarkable gathering of broadcasters started in 1996 as an initiative by the founding fathers of our NBC. Like a mustard seed, the event has grown over the years to become the giant oak on the soil of African broadcasting. As we all gather today, may I underline the fact that Africast has become Nigeria's, and indeed Africa's, response to the very fast-paced changes that characterize the broadcasting industry in the contemporary world. Broadcasting by its nature has continued to reflect and in turn influence the lives of human beings, deepening the course of human behavior and also contributing to the cultural ethos associated with the development of democracy in society. In developing countries, broadcasting has often been deliberately employed to assist the socio-economic and political processes, as well as the enhancement of national unity. This is especially true of the patterns of broadcasting development in Nigeria since inception. Broadcasting development has taken a more dynamic spurt in the years since the deregulation of the industry commenced in our country. And at its heart has been the regulatory work which the National Broadcasting Commission has played since inception in 1992. The dynamics of work led almost inevitably to the institution of this event, because around the world there are similar gatherings such as NAB in the United States, IBC in the Netherlands, MIPCOM in France, to mention a few. So Africast became an idea which had to be instituted to provide an avenue for African broadcasters to engage the world from a continental perspective, to provide a global stage for African broadcasting endeavor and creativity. It is therefore no surprise that Africast quickly evolved to become the destination and broadcasting event on the African continent for broadcast regulators, communicators, content producers, equipment manufacturers and vendors, policymakers and other stakeholders from all over our beautiful continent and from all over the world. It is this rich gathering that is represented inside this hall this morning. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this year's 11th biennial edition of Africast is Digital Terrestrial Broadcasting, Financing Quality Content. Let me underline one issue which draws directly from the vision that President Muhammadu Buhari has for Nigeria. And that is the emphasis he has placed on the digital economy as a platform of enhancing national development and also providing a platform for the flowering of Nigerian talent and the development of a digital economy. A few weeks ago, President Muhammadu Buhari met with the captains of American industry after addressing the United Nations General Assembly. In his address, he emphasized Nigeria's commitment to a digital economy. It was not lost to Nigerians at home that our president had a couple of weeks earlier received Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook. The entrepreneur had visited Nigeria and attended initiatives associated with Nigerian talent in this digital era. What was significant is President Buhari's realization that there is a new era in the world associated with the creativity, talent, and entrepreneurial spirit of the young. And as I've always endeavored to remind our compatriots, this is a country with an overwhelming population of young people. It is the young population of our country that will drive a digital economy which will impact upon our lives into the future. It is therefore remarkable that President Buhari does not only speak the language of agricultural and industrial development, he is savvy enough to appreciate the pool of talent which Nigeria possesses and which is directly related to the worldwide endeavor that a digital revolution represents. The transition from analog to digital broadcasting that the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is leading is, in a fundamental sense, related to the vision for Nigeria's development. And the theme of our gathering at this year's Africast was therefore arrived at consciously in order to be in sync with what is a national imperative, being driven by a presidential vision. Nigeria's digital broadcasting switchover would be completed in June 2017. While that would be a very significant technical feat of tremendous international significance, what is important for Nigeria would be the fact that we would also be unleashing the process of creativity and the engagement of the talent of millions of young people from all over our country. Our broadcasting philosophy envisages that 70% of content must be local. This content would have to depend on the talent of our young people, whose creativity the world has already recognized in the output of films and music that has already become part of contemporary international culture. The new digital broadcasting ecosystem can potentially unleash newer dimensions of Nigerian talent at levels that would create millions of new jobs for producers, directors, script writers, cameramen, actors and actresses, and all the related services that would make us the leader of a process that would certainly redound to the benefit of Nigeria and the entire African continent. Our program note underlines our intention in this new world. We want to leverage Nigeria's commanding position in content production to become Africa's content hub, where producers and users of content would find mutually beneficial platforms of relationship that would become powerful catalysts for the growth and development of African content, which can impact developments in broadcasting around the world. Africa's 2016 is therefore expected to seize the opportunity to set creative agendas that will unlock strategies of youth engagement in the broadcasting digital revolution that is already with us. We envisage that the next few days would assist us to exchange ideas, information, and we would in turn explore business opportunities associated with the exciting world of broadcasting. Staying within broad philosophical principles, we must not forget the importance of broadcasting in the consolidation of democracy and the enhancement of development processes in our continent. Democracy offers the citizen the opportunity to participate in the determination of his or her own destiny through regular elections, and that power was decisive in the change that Nigeria witnessed in 2015. There are related issues of security promotion, especially in context of conflicts that continue to dog Africa's development, including the place that broadcasting can occupy in helping to enhance national unity. National cultures can also be enhanced with broadcasting. And even with a more commercial orientation in the broadcasting fields today, it is still vital to play developmental and educational roles without losing the entertainment and fun element of the business. We also have a role to help citizens have hope that our societies can become better when we work together with leadership, which in turn shows commitment to the national good. So in the next few days, our visitors will be able to participate actively in a broad process of engagement. You will listen to and help dissect papers, attend master classes, participate in enriching discussions, as well as exploring cutting-edge business opportunities in digital broadcasting. You would also have a taste of Nigerian cultural displays that would make your visit very memorable. Please, do not fail to enjoy the beauty of our capital city, Abuja, and the hospitality of the Nigerian people. I would like to thank our various sponsors, exhibitors, broadcasters, business people, visitors, leaders in government, and the numerous visitors we are welcoming, as well as members of staff of the National Broadcasting Commission who have labored so hard in the past few months to put all of this together. I hope that collectively you will help make Africa's 2016 a most fitting platform for Africa's continued success in broadcasting. I welcome you to our capital city, Abuja, and Africa's 2016. Thank you very much for your attention.
The keynote address by the host DG NBC. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give him another resounding applause, please. In moving on, and in the words of the former President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, he says, and I quote, "I might be a slow walker, but a good aspect is that I never walk back," unquote. One step at a time, and gradually we're coming very close to the end of the opening ceremony of Africa's 2016. May I also say that this is an opportunity for you to fraternize, for you to cross-fertilize ideas. Please move the vote of thanks. Can we please welcome him with a resounding applause, please? Thank you.
The job has already been done. but it still needs to be done. The Honorable Minister, sir, a distinguished Chairman of the Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, our Director General and Director Generals of sister federal agencies here present, our former Director Generals, led here by distinguished Dr. Tom Adaba, the former Director Generals, the Kogona Sokoto, Malam Nasiru, then Lady Bako, Engineer Yomi Bolariwa, former directors of the Nigerian National Broadcasting Commission and other senior agencies of government here. Broadcasters from Nigeria, Africa, and the world over, equipment manufacturers and marketers, distinguished broadcasters from all over the world here present. It is an opportunity, once again, to say thank you. This is just the opening ceremony for this event. Many thank yous will still be extended to you as we progress in the next 2 days. However, Africast will evoke quite a lot. So also the challenges ahead of us with digital transition. This change, which begins with me and with you, must be manifested in our content. And in producing this content, we need your support to ensure that the sanctity of our culture, the unity of our nation, the prowess of Nigerians to come first in every good thing in life, and of course, messages that will continue to promote peace and security of our dear country must be evident in every content. The National Broadcasting Commission will not accept anything short of this. We believe if you are contributing to this transition, we need everything you can put into it to make our nation great and greater again. But my business is to thank you. It is just an 8-letter word. But I must thank you because you are giving your time. I must thank you because you are giving your resources. I must thank you because for the past 10 editions of Africast, you have stood by the commission. This is the 11th. And by the grace of God Almighty, by the next one you won't be found wanting. We thank you so much for coming. And as has been said by my Director General, Malam Ishak Modibo Kau, this is just the beginning of the 11th edition of Africast. I thank you so much for coming, and please enjoy the best of Africast 2016 and our country, Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for thanking us. The one good thing about vote of thanks is that when thanking everybody, you always forget to thank yourself. So may we in turn thank him with a round of applause, please. Point of correction, I'm told that Haji Tijani Ramalan is of Atar Communications and not Star. You're welcome, Mr. Tony Dara, TD Media Limited. Thank you for coming. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the opening ceremony of Africast 2016. But just before we move out, I'd like to make very few announcements. First is that the chief host will lead us as we go on an exhibition tour of the various pavilions where broadcast equipment and manufacturers, content producers, and policymakers have things to showcase for us all. And then the second announcement will be that after the tour of exhibition stands by the Honorable Minister, it will then be time for tea and coffee break. We're expected to reconvene 20 minutes afterwards. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming, but the Indians would have done their thank you differently from the way Mr. Olufemi did his. Indians will only observe protocol, and then the next thing you say, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for coming, but in thanking everybody, when people are sitting together, it becomes very important that you have to thank everybody individually. And to do that, I want to start with members of the head table. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And a thank you has been done. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a very pleasant day and very fruitful deliberations in these Africast 2016. On behalf of everyone else, we want to thank again Pinnacle Broadcast for sponsoring this event. Please let's give Pinnacle a resounding applause. Saloki Omolua and all of you from Pinnacle Limited. Thank you. It's time for us to take a tour of exhibition stands. May I invite the Honorable Minister to be led by